Let me tell you, I'm an executive chef owner, but what I am first, I'm a chef. And I don't place myself in a restaurant. I just I'm your boss. No, I'm your chef. Does that mean I know that it's a hard job? I know it's long hour. And to go back on consistency, to me right now, what is very important is to build kitchens that they are very friendly, easy to use, good for my staff. I want them to feel comfortable. You know, I'm sure you heard it many times. You go into the kitchen and it's like so hot, and it's uncomfortable. So I am really into designing kitchen, make the kitchen the best as we can for people to be happy. I don't believe on overtime. I don't believe on many things it's a style of life, but you can manage and be better at.
So when you say you don't believe in overtime, you don't want your team working overtime?
No, I don't. I mean, and it's not just for not paying overtime. As we know, it's 1.5 more by hour, or that will kill you, and we're going to go back. Well, we go back into that, but it's more about their life. It's about if you're happy, you're going to come back every day to work and you're going to be happy if you have a good leader, a good chef. And so that's what is very important. And I think for me, what it helped me to be consistent with my team is they know that first, who I am, I'm a chef to them. And then I own the restaurant. But I know when they have a hard night. I know that it's difficult. So not other times, I really strongly believe on 2 days off a week, 5 days to work, and trying to manage this day around 7 to 8 hours.
Yeah, this episode made possible by Restaurant Systems Pro. What up, Unstoppables? We have a great episode today, but real quick, we want to invite you to make the most important investment of your life. It's not a secret. There's no smoke and mirrors. I'm not even trying to pull a fast one on you. I'm going to be pretty straightforward. The best investment you can make in your life is in yourself. And the best way to invest in yourself is by investing in your network, putting time and energy, surrounding yourself with the best. You are the average of those you surround yourself with. In that Restaurant Unstoppable network, I made it easy. Over the past 12 years and 1,200 plus episodes, I've been researching and talking to people and trying to figure out how do you become successful in the restaurant industry. And I've curated a network of tools, services, technologies, and individuals, experts that I would go to tomorrow if I'm opening a restaurant. And I'm bringing you to that network with live events, whether it be a workshop, a mentoring session, a power hour, or access to me twice a month where I just listen and steer you in the right direction, all happening at Restaurant Unstoppable Network. Head over to restaurantunstoppable.com/live. You also get this amazing access to all the recordings, RU Network podcast, which includes bonus ad-free and early release content. It also gives you access to our Unstoppable bot. It is a custom AI agent that is fed with 1,200 plus transcripts, over 2,400 hours of transcripts plus bonus content, all cross-referenced with our database. This is a powerful AI tool that you also get access to as well. What are you waiting for? Head over to restaurantunstoppable.com/live and we'll see you there. With excitement, allow me to introduce to you today's guest, chef owner of 555 Bistro, Chef David Denis. My man David, are you feeling unstoppable today?
I am unstoppable.
Yes. I'm stoked to be here. And I know you were just telling me you have more projects in the work too. So I want to pay homage to that. Tell us real quick, what else you got going on?
So as you said earlier, we our own Bistro 555 is on Memorial, and we are super excited. We're opening a new location on Bel Air Boulevard and Bissonnette, and it's going to be Bistro Mistral. Mistral is the name of a south of France wind.
Okay. And
very laid back restaurant, and we also own a catering company as well.
Okay, and the name of the catering company?
Is the Denis brother.
Got it. Say the name of the new restaurant one more time. I want to make sure I say it right when we're talking about it.
So it's going to be Bistro Mistral. Mistral.
I almost got it right. I missed the R. So real quick, big picture, so our listeners kind of understand who we're talking to. Bistro 555. How would you classify that restaurant?
So this is like a super laid-back restaurant. It is casual.
Casual, full service?
Full services. We have wine. We're selling wine licenses.
Full bar too?
No okay. Bar, only wine and beer. Very casual. Our focus is trying to be on nice neighborhood, be very friendly. and focus, flavor, and authenticity of dishes.
How many seats?
The Bistro Five-5-Five, I would say about, including the patio, 45 to 50.
Okay. And where are you hitting with your prime cost right now?
Prime cost, I would say 15%.
15%?
Yeah.
Oh, no, 50? Or your prime, like your cost of goods and labor?
Oh, okay. So, I mean, food cost-wise, I mean, probably like around 32 to 33%.
Okay. Got it.
Labor, it depends how busy the restaurant is, and it's a hard challenge. You constantly have to adjust it. But I will say like something around like, on a good week, you will be at 29. On a heavy week, you will be at 36.
So you're floating around between 50 and 60% in your prime cost.
Basically, yeah.
And you're doing a 15% profit margin.
Basically, on a good year. 15.
Yeah, in casual dining full service, which is a hard number to hit right now in that sector. It's not easy.
It is
with 50 seats, right?
Yes. So that's the concept also. I strongly believe that small restaurant do better. It is a great feel, It's like on a Friday night, we're turning the restaurant 3 times.
Oh wow!
So that's what is good about it, and give you this like nice, warm atmosphere. That's part of our concept as well.
Yeah, there was a period, I believe, in the world of restaurants where they believe bigger was better. If you can get 200, 300 seats, I mean, at the end of the day, you're going through these motions. You might as well just do it at scale and make more money. But in this economy, what happens when you have a 300-seat restaurant and only a quarter of those seats are full?
You will have no idea. I mean, seriously, the point. What is the point to have a restaurant? It's like, yes, you're going to have like 300 seats. You're going to do like maybe 10 million. But what is left is what is important. And so I realized over all this year that when you have a smaller operation, you can control it better. And your costs are way low.
I think you're happier too.
Definitely.
If you were people to manage, we have a fixed number of relationships we can manage, exactly. And it's not a big number, and it's the people that are closest to us. Maybe 15 really solid relationships, 50 relationships if you're really good at relationship management. So the bigger your restaurant is, the more relationships you have to manage. It's not easy.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we have an idea of the restaurant. Is your new restaurant, Bistro Mistral, is that going to be similar?
So exactly similar.
Got it.
The menu will be the same. The chef is the same, of course. And so I strongly believe on that. So what we create, we started Bistro Five-5-Five 5 years ago. And so we picked the most popular French dish that American people love. And so that's what we're doing. So it's comfortable, it's flavorful, it is reasonably priced.
Got it.
And we're doing the same thing in Bistro Mistral in Bel Air.
Love it. All right. We've learned a lot about you. I haven't even had you share your success quote or mantra. So before we dive into who you are and how you got to where you are today, let's get that motivational, inspirational ball rolling with a success quote or mantra. What do you got for us? A success quote or mantra?
I will say, on the restaurant industry, I will say first, consistency.
Consistency. Why is that so important?
Oh, because, to me is important. Consistent. I'm sure you heard it many times. Someone go to a restaurant and it was good on Tuesday. They're going the next week and he's like, oh my gosh, it tastes different. What's going on? So consistency on the food, consistency on the relation that you have with your customer, consistency of respecting your staff, because you're nothing without them.
Yeah.
And that's what we strong are. So when I say consistency, food, staff, customer, and what are your 2 best friends in a restaurant? Food cost and labor cost.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are. I mean, you can,
So how do you stay consistent?
Consistent. Well, again, it is to first, to be consistent, you have to love what you do. And I strongly believe restaurant industry is not a job. It is more like a vocation. I mean, you really have to love it. If you don't love food, if you do not love, you will never make it. So I think that's very important. And also, so to be consistent, you have to love it, but also you have to surround yourself with good staff. And we're going to talk about that. You have to respect them. You have to make them feel special. And if your staff is happy, it's going to reflect to your customers. So being consistent with your staff is so important because that will be the reflection of how you want your restaurant to be running. And also, of course, consistent on the other thing, numbers. That's why we're here today. Sorbonne, being around and managed by this great company, help you to be consistent as well.
Yeah, and so stoked to be lucky enough to discover Sorbonne. They are introducing me to some amazing folks here in Houston and Texas this week. So we're going to dive deeper into how they've helped you as well. You said love is important in order to stay consistent. Why or what is it that you love about the restaurant industry?
So I'm a restaurateur for over 28 years in Houston. I grew up on restaurant. My mom had a restaurant before, but love of the food, love of the people, love of the industry. It's like being a good chef on this industry is not good enough. And so first it is the love of the food, but then also the love of your patron.
Yeah, of course. I love that. I think when I hear that, it's we need to be seen as human beings is very important. And when you have something that you love and you're good at it and you're seen for it and valued for it, that is so important to us. But additionally, just this idea of it's not enough to be seen. Like, I think you really have to self-actualize, and that combination of being seen and the relationship that forms out of that value that people have for you, that is that's the glue. That's what keeps us happy. It's that entanglement.
I agree with you, and it's so much easier. And that's what I told my children. The first year in college, the other one is about to go in college next year as a senior, and I said, look, they don't know what they're going to do in life yet. My oldest one, but my young one doesn't know, and I'm like, look, my son, what is the most important is for you to find something that you love.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going back to that. If you love something, you will be better at it. You will not be feeling like, oh my gosh, I have to go to work. Restaurant industry is difficult, as you know, but if you love it, you approach it differently. You cannot be perfect. You will make mistakes every day, but the most important is to keep your mojo going.
Yes. You got to keep that fire burning, man.
Oh, sure, man.
That. So where does it make sense to start sharing your story? Because I look at your background, man. We have a lot to unpack because your story goes all the way back to 1993 is the thing that in terms of what LinkedIn has to say, but I'm sure it goes back even further than that. So you started as a chef in France.
Yeah, so I'm sure you pick up my French accent.
I didn't notice it.
I am not faking at it, man. What you see is what you get.
So, did you was your family in restaurants?
So,
your mom,
yeah,
you said your parents owned restaurants.
Going back to the mom of my mind, my grandmother, they had we call that a little routier. So at the time, it was this little bistro close from National Road. And so people will drive and stop and have a 3-course meal, lunch and dinner. So my grandmother started that, and also she was into a bar business in south of France. So my mom grew up with the industry, small restaurant and bar. And then my mom also had a little bistro later on. And so that's pretty much it. I grew up into the restaurant industry. They all told me to stay out of it.
I can relate.
Right? Yeah, I know you can.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not. But then we go back to that. Love of the food. I love food. So yes, I went to Culinary Institute, yes, on that. But the first love of food was to be on Saturday and Sunday with my grandma on the kitchen table, cooking and making great dishes. And most important, seeing the face of people when they enjoy the food.
Instant gratification.
And that's what I mean by love. And that's the key of love of food. It's like pleasing people.
So when you were young, working, or I'm assuming you were working in the family businesses, usually we put our kids to work in the restaurants. Did you know you wanted to open and did you want to be a chef or did you want to be a restaurateur?
So first I wanted to be a chef.
Okay.
And so working on the short cycle in France, where you 2 weeks in France, 2 weeks in school and 2 weeks into a restaurant. And I get lucky enough to work with great chefs in south of France, so I wanted to be a chef. And so I was a chef. It took, 5 years to become what I wanted to be. having all my diploma and then start working around Europe a little bit.
So was that in 93 when you became a chef? So you started 5 years prior to that in 88.
So, yeah. So
that was when you started your training. Was it an apprenticeship?
Yes, this is it. With alternance, like 2 weeks at work, 2 weeks in school.
Okay.
And you know, it's funny you said you became a chef. To me, it's not because you graduated that you are a chef.
Thank you for pointing that out.
Let me tell you. I mean, like I see it every day. You know how many people want to be on a kitchen and they just graduated here, sometimes some school in 1 year.
Yeah, chefhood isn't a degree, it's a life of experience.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is. So I still learn every day. I make mistake every day cooking, but like all the year, and I think traveling, be around people, I mean, that will give you
right. And being a chef isn't just about the food, it's about the being the leader of a kitchen.
A big word, being a leader.
Yeah.
Like you want your people to feel good. You have to lead them right. You have to, let me tell you, I'm an executive chef owner, but what I am first, I'm a chef. And I don't place myself in a restaurant. I just like, I'm your boss. No, I'm your chef. Does that mean I know that it's a hard job. I know it's long hour. And to go back on consistency, to me right now, what is very important is to build kitchen that they are very friendly, easy to use, good for my staff. I want them to feel comfortable. You know, I'm sure you heard it many times. You go into the kitchen and it's like so hot, and it's uncomfortable. So I am really into like designing kitchen, make the kitchen the best as we can for people to be happy.
Yeah.
I don't believe on overtime. I don't believe on many things. Like, you know, it's a style of life, but you can manage and be better at.
So when you say you don't believe in overtime, you don't want your team working overtime?
No, I don't. I mean, and it's not just for not paying overtime. As we know, it's 1.5 more by hour, or that will kill you, and we're going to go back. Well, we go back into that. But it's more about like their life. It's about like, I mean, if you're happy, you're going to come back every day to work, and you're going to be happy if you have a good leader, a good chef. And so that's what is very important. And I think for me, what it helped me to be consistent with my team is they know that first, who I am, I'm a chef to them. And then I own the restaurant. But I know when they have a hard night. I know that it's difficult. So not other times, I really strongly believe on 2 days off a week, 5 days to work, and trying to manage this day around 7 to 8 hours.
Yeah, I had a conversation with a chef in Pittsburgh, a chef owner in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and he said we do not let people work overtime. It is not allowed. And I think what happens when you draw that fine line in the sand, people become much more productive because they're given a finite amount of time to get the job done. And you think about, you know, how efficient we are in the restaurant industry. I mean, we work hard, but like if you give somebody a limited amount of resources to get a job done, they have to get it done. So they end up becoming far more productive. And I think if you keep it open ended and you don't draw those hard lines, if there's no sense of urgency to get it done, then it will take longer to get done. It's human nature.
Completely agree with you.
Yeah. So I could sit here and talk about your chefhood and coming up and your passion and love for food, but this is a restaurant business podcast, and I really want to get to the point where you start thinking to yourself, I want to own a restaurant. And when did you start living intentionally to make that happen? When was that for you? Because I see it was you spent up until 2001. That's when you came to the States, and you hadn't owned restaurants prior to that, right?
No, I did. You want to hear a little bit about that? I can go fast before the restaurant. So I came to Houston, Texas as a private chef. I met this like really nice family overseas in Saint-Tropez, south of France.
Okay.
And so they love what I cook for them, and that's when they offer me a job to be a private chef in Houston, Texas. And that's what I arrived. I did that for 5 years.
Okay.
And then I'm like, you know what? It's time. It's time for me I wanted to work for me, to be honest with you.
Wanted to work for yourself.
Yes. I always wanted, I'm an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how the way start getting into my mind. Like, okay, I want to open a restaurant. I wanted to have something that I run.
How old were you when you figured this out?
I will say like 20. 26.
That's around the time for men the frontal lobe starts rounding off. The self-awareness starts to come in, and like you really start to get a feel of who you are and what you want.
Yeah, no, definitely. 26 was a big turn for me.
Yeah.
We decided to open our first restaurant.
That was in, was that in Houston?
So that was in Houston on the Energy Corridor on the west side of town. And the restaurant was placed in a great location, like the Energy Corridor. Does that mean like we had all these oil company around us, and we did really well. And the restaurant was named Le Mistral, L-E-M-I-S-T-R-A-L.
Got it. I was just going to ask if that was Le Mistral. I'm not going to say these correctly for the record. I'm going to destroy the names of your restaurants.
No,
and
you
I
don't.
Apologize in advance.
Please. People call me here David Denis. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm completely okay with it. So yeah, that's how the way we build our reputation. We build our name to Le Mistral with the help of my brother David Denis, and so he was the front of the house and I was the back of the house. And that's what we did we ran the Mistral up to COVID. It was a very successful operation.
I saw that. 20 years, 19 years, that's a long haul. If you can make it 5 years, you're doing something special.
Let me tell you, yeah, definitely. Yeah, and we loved it. It was great. It was great working with my brother. We built our name. We built our reputation. Everything was around Le Mistral. And that's how the way we are well known and respected in food industry in Houston, Texas.
So this is where it gets awkward, and I like to give my guests a heads up that I like to talk about the things you're not supposed to ask people questions on a public platform, like where did you get the money, how much money did you need, and like what was it like working with family? That's not easy either.
So no, well, in this order, I'm going to start with my favorite thing. Okay, working with family. My brother and me is a love story. We lost our dad very young, so we get close. We miss each other. He decided to come and join me to this venture. So the family part, working with family, piece of cake. Really, we love that. Then money. Money. I mean, who wants to invest in a restaurant? No one.
Right. But surprisingly, a lot of people do.
They do because they love the idea of owning
friends, family, and fools.
Yeah. But how many times, you talk to people? I mean, first of all, you stop anyone on the street and you what you will love to do? 3 over the 10 people will tell you, we love to open a restaurant. Everybody loves to open a restaurant. They think you can make a lot of money, you can be successful, you can.
And you can.
If you can, but it's super challenging, as you know. But yeah, to go back in your question, yeah, so that's what was your question again?
I was asking, I like to get into the things that you're not supposed to talk about, like managing relationships, and I think I was curious about you came here. Did you have a lot of money behind you when you came here? You're a private chef. You're probably making good money, but you weren't making money to put away to open a restaurant.
So what we did first, basically we had a little bit of saving, not too much. We asked our parents to give us some, but then so what we did, on the first restaurant, we looked for investor, and
how many seats was this first restaurant?
About 80 seats.
Okay, gotcha.
So that was and so we looked for investor, and so he was participating, on our hand or his labor and equity. So we put some money, and so then we build a business plan, or you have, you own half of your restaurant and you're making some deal with some investor with a projection of 5 years for them to get the money back, basically. And so that's how the way we start our first one. We raised so little. We raised $60K, I remember.
Back in 2001, I'm sure you probably needed more than $60K. Is that what you needed?
We start under-capitalized, and I will never make this mistake.
Number one reason why restaurants fail.
Exactly.
Yeah. And, restaurant owners, what if I told you there was a way to lower your prime cost by $1,000 and get paid $1,000 on top of that? If it sounds too good to be true, it's not. Restaurant Systems Pro is offering that deal right now to 10 of my lucky listeners. Listen closely. Join the Restaurant Systems Pro 30-day prime cost challenge, and if you successfully improve your prime cost by $1,000 or more compared to the same 30 days the year prior, they will pay you $1,000. Find the link in the show notes titled Restaurant Systems Pro 30-Day Prime Cost Challenge. Click that link and get signed up today. Only 10 people are going to get approved into this program. Get on it. So what was the number in your head that you needed to get to be able to open?
So
What were you shooting for?
at the time, so, I mean, I was looking for about 150K.
150K,
Yeah.
and you were able to raise 60,000.
I
You
did
got some money from your family.
So I got 30 for family and 60 from investor.
Okay, and you were still able to open.
So we did open, and we opened on a terrible time. We opened when the tower, the
9/11.
9/11.
Yeah.
Thank you. And
Yeah.
so we about 3 days to open, and I will never forget this picture. My brother is on the top of a fridge painting the ceiling because we did everything. Okay, we had no money, so we did it all. So my brother is sitting on top of his fridge painting the ceiling. The TV is on, and we like, what is going on?
Oh my goodness.
And we like, oh my gosh, we're opening the restaurant in 5 days. You remember at the time it was a big impact.
Yeah.
And so we basically burn our cash flow
Oh my gosh.
in 3 months.
So how'd you survive?
We asked for more money
Did you get it?
for the family. For
Okay.
the investor point was like, no way, Jose. That's what, and so we asked for family money. They help us a little bit. We dig into our saving a little bit, and we make it through. It was tough. It was a tough first year because of the 9/11. It was really hard.
Right.
But we made it, yeah. And to consistency and love of the food, the relation with the customer, and at the time, I mean, being into the energy corridor was really helpful with all this oil company.
The energy corridor was really helpful. Is that what I heard?
Yes, it was. I mean, yes, we had a very strong lunch with all this business around us. Yeah.
Aside from 9/11, not shortly after that, the economy was good until about 2007-8.
Yep.
Yeah. So how long did it take you guys to get profitable with this first restaurant?
So we opened Le Mistral in two. So first we had a small Mistral, and then we built our own and had the second Mistral. But the first one that we opened,
80 seat.
yes, no, the first one was 55 seats.
Okay.
We keep it for like 6-7 years, and then we bought 1 acre.
Just before the crash of the market.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Ouch.
Ouch. And we bought 1 acre land with my brother, and then we built with 11,000 square feet restaurant on top.
Oh, wow.
And that was the second Mistral.
Now it was 80 seats.
And the restaurant by himself was 86. Attached to that, we had a banquet room of 80 people on the second floor. We attached a Rouge wine bar and a French bakery.
Okay. So I like to think, I always use this analogy of shifting gears. So when you open your first restaurant, you're in gear 1, right? Like you're moving slow. You're
Yeah.
figuring things out. You might still be trying to figure out even how to turn the windshield wipers on,
Yeah,
right?
basically.
What were your points of evolution? And I think the points of evolution are the things you figured out in order to get into a second, third, fourth gear.
I mean, learning your mistake, I think, is very important. And when you say gear 1, I mean, first is how you're going to bring people in. It's like, because, I mean, basically your restaurant will be successful if people coming in. So, the first focus is like, oh my gosh, are we going to be good enough? Are we going to bring enough people in? And then when you have your people in, then you like, okay, I got that. And then the second year will be like, how can we maintain that? How can we be profitable? Because how many restaurants make 2 million and they spend 2.5?
Yeah.
It's not about what you make, it's about what is left.
Right.
So the gear 2, to go back into that, was like, okay, we are building a strong customer base, but now it's going to be, okay, gear 2 is going to be, are we going to run that good? Are we going to have a good food cost? Are we going to have a good labor cost? And I think that's your main focus of the restaurant. Labor cost, food cost is the key. And so the gear 2 was to try to be as small as possible accurate with this number. And the fine dining is a different. We talk about that. I mean, you have a different level of restaurant. You have casual, you got fine dining, you got super fine dining, if I may say, and so being on a fine dining restaurant, let me tell you, 35% is your food cost, labor's 35%, so you're at 70% right up.
Yeah.
And so that's what the second year was like. Okay, consistency. We had a customer. Let's go trying to manage this number the best as we can.
To shoot for 70.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you ever go do better than 70 or lower prime cost than 70?
Oh my gosh, the first 2 years I remember my brother kidding me. You at 41% in food. How you want us to do that? And I'm like, I know. It's so hard because the market are always changing. Price are always changing, and you have to adjust. And so you have to adjust the price. You cannot reprint your menu every 2 of the day, so you have to cover yourself. And so, on a fine dining, a good number is 32%. A bad number is 38%. A really bad number is 42%. It's a huge amount of money that you can save.
So you're aiming for 35 on food costs.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
That's the 35 for fine dining. If you can maintain that, I will say that's pretty damn good.
Yeah. So back to this first gear, you're talking about how to build customer base, how to drive people. What did you learn about how to do that?
So I don't believe that you can learn that, to be honest with you. You have it or you don't on the industry. It's like, and to me, a good restaurateur, it's like you have to love people. You cannot learn how to love people and how to grab your people, how to act. You have to be natural. Yeah. I grew up into the restaurant industry. Believe it or not, I'm very friendly. My brother is extremely friendly. And I mean, that's not something, I don't believe that's something that you learn.
That's what Danny Meyer would call being a 51%er, right? It's like you have to hire, you can train it, but it's not easy. Yeah. It's much better to find somebody who instinctually gravitates, who is an extrovert, right? Yes, or socially, emotionally intelligent. I
agree with you. I hire people every day. We have 2 restaurants. We run a catering company. I do not hire people to resume. I'm more into like,
come in, let me meet you.
Let me meet you, the personality, the talk. We will train you the best we can. But the most important is exactly the person, what they can do for us. That's the focus.
What's interesting, today I could argue that you can drive business into your restaurant if you are not socially and emotionally. You could hate people, but still be really good at driving business to your restaurant because you never have to see your guests if you're this kind of person. In the world of social media and marketing and buying ads and positioning messaging, we live in a world where if you have that person on your team where you can outsource it and you have the budget, you're bankrolled, and you can go pay influencers, you can go pay marketers, you can go create a brand and create an image and put that image out there, you can drive business. You better have somebody on your team that once those people show up, they are a 51%er and they're going to be likable, because if you don't, they won't come back. But you can drive business if you don't like people, which is kind of, I don't know how I feel about that, because not everybody has the money to be able to do it, to be able to pay the influencers and to buy the ad space.
Yeah, as you mentioned earlier, I mean, I think when you started, you do it all, okay? But I think, as you mentioned, how to lead the restaurant, and I think is no one better who can run your own restaurant. I don't care of social media. I don't care of anything else. Yes, that help and is very important, especially right now in this industry in 2025. But it will be no one who will represent your restaurant better than yourself.
Nobody's going to care about your restaurant as much as you.
No one.
The love won't be there for, like, you are the stoke in the flame of that love.
And you have to build that. You have to be, because you can also not do it all.
Yeah.
But you are like the front page of your restaurant, and I think that's what is important, to be friendly with your staff, to have your staff feeling respected, because they will work better, and they will reproduce what you teach them as a leader.
Yeah. So is it safe to say that first year, that lesson was just putting the pressure on, staying consistent, being present with your guests, developing relationships slowly, intentionally, over time, the people start to come back because those relationships build and build and build?
Completely agree. That's the first gear, and just before that is also opening on the right spot and having the right concept.
Yeah.
And as you know, that's so important. Then first gear, bring your people in, but you have to build this relation between customer.
And that's why they say, what do you think it's going to take you to open a restaurant? Double it. because you need to not just be able to cover your liabilities to get open. You need that 1 year of runway of operating in the red, because you don't have the clientele that is supporting your business. It takes about at least a year, and that's what it kind of sounded like with you, about a year of establishing and building relationships.
Definitely.
Yeah. So you thought you needed 120. You probably could have used 240, but you pulled it off with 60.
60 and 90 exactly,
Okay.
and 30 from family's money. Yeah.
But still really impressive. So you're doing something right. What about, so back to second gear, numbers, labor. What were the biggest mistakes you made and corrected for?
I did so many. But I mean, let me tell you the most important one. As we talked about it earlier, food cost and labor costs are your best friend in the restaurant. That's what I always said. So basically, very important. Second gear, you got your customer, you're running your restaurant. So you have to learn, you have to balance your menu properly. Does it mean you can only sell caviar, lobster, and foie gras because your costs are so high? Sometimes you will make more money selling a chicken that you will sell a lobster.
Right.
And so basically, I mean, on the second gear is to really designing your menu properly, balance your menu well. So do not do something too big. So you have a tendency, we artists, we dreamer. I'm a chef. I'm a restaurateur, but I'm a chef. So you dream. You're like, oh my gosh, I want to do this, I want to do that. And oh yeah, and you keep going. And then you're like, oh, whoa, wait a minute here. I got 15 entree, 10 appetizer, I got 10 dessert. And that's when you're starting to lose control. And I mean, that's what I strongly believe. Balance your menu well. Make sure that you're having expensive things, less expensive, and also what is the return on everything. So designing your menu well, I'm repeating myself, but also...
So I'm hearing design isn't, it's costing it appropriately.
So it's not just...
Menu engineering?
Yeah, menu engineering. I think it's not just costing, it is also how you will balance it. Like, have some chicken, have some shrimp, have some salmon. Don't go with Chilean sea bass. Don't go with all these expensive fish. You have to balance.
Maybe a special.
Special help.
Yeah.
Also, a special or easy to manage. You buy it for that price. You sell it the next day for this price. So that the long run is harder.
Because the cost of goods might change.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And your menu is print.
Yeah.
So designing your menu properly, balance it properly. But also the second challenge, and what we all make mistake is the labor cost. It's so hard because the number can change how busy you are all the time. And it's a big issue that we all have here. Of course, when you are a people, they want to work full time. So you're promising them 40 hours a week, 2 days off a week, and they're like, okay, that's what I love. Well, but then you have to maintain busy to be able to keep that. And so if suddenly you're cutting some people, then they're like, oh my gosh, I don't make enough hours.
Right. I'm going to go somewhere else where they'll give me the hours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you have to adjust, and that's what is super difficult into the restaurant, as you know, it is to manage the labor cost following up, how busy your restaurant can be. And is the biggest challenge. It is to staff your restaurant right, give them enough hours for them to be happy, but also not overstaff and having people being on the clock, paying them for doing nothing. So it's a big challenge. And that's why being a chef owner, that's a plus. I can cover every section. And that's what I'll say is so important, I think, when you open a restaurant. I think if you're a chef owner and if you have your brother who is a GM, you're like, okay, we can run every position, and that helps.
That's one thing I like. One of my partners, a company that I promote and really believe in, Restaurant Systems Pro, what they do, and I think maybe other platforms like Restaurant 365 do this, but they give labor like projected. You can, once you get data into the system and you've been using the system for about a year, you have the hindsight. You can look back and be like, what did we do this time last year? Exactly. And it gives you a better projection of how many people to put on staff. But what they also do, instead of saying I have a budget of, I don't know, whatever it is, a few $1,000s to this is my budget for labor for this day or this week or whatever. Instead of looking at it as a dollar sign, you look at it as hours. It transfer. You don't look at how much money do I have. You look at how many hours do I have? What kind of budget in terms of hours do I have? And then I think for managers, that's easier. I have a 100-hour budget to work with today. Depending on how big your restaurant is or whatever. But being like having that hard line, I can only budget this many hours on the floor, helps you with that discipline to maintain your labor costs.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah. So I think we'll get more into that stuff today, what that looks like today. But I mean, today, would you say you're in fifth gear? Are you operating? Is there one more gear? Are you trying to? Is this a 6-speed car or a 5-speed car? Where are you now?
Right now, I'm right into 6. I mean, I'm so excited with this new bistro.
Yeah.
I'm planning to open 4 other in Houston, and so I'm on.
So you're in 5, getting ready to get into 6. Yes. You're shifting into 6.
Yes, I am.
So I guess, 20-year run, 19-year run, 2001 to 2020. Why did you guys end up closing the Mistral restaurant?
Energy corridor, oil business, big tank on the oil industry. So that did not help us. And then also early COVID, it was right there.
Yeah.
And so the energy corridor died on us, basically.
What happened in Houston during this time? Obviously Houston built on oil.
Crash.
Yeah.
Big crash. And so everybody left the energy corridor. We got this huge company, ExxonMobil, Chevron, Technip.
Was that just because people weren't moving? Like the industry stopped? Like trucks weren't driving, cars weren't driving, airplanes weren't flying?
Yeah. So it was this huge impact. And so basically, Eldridge Parkway was a great street, became like a ghost neighborhood. And so we literally had less and less customer. I think we also, the restaurant was in the west side of town on the energy corridor. And at the time when we opened, if you wanted to have good French food, people will drive from inside Loop to the west side. But then after all this year, more and more restaurants open inside the Loop, French restaurant as well. So that was also another challenge. Why are you going to drive 12 miles outside the Loop to go get French food if you can get it here?
Right.
So, we strongly believe that we're good and all that, but that was not good enough. And then we get finished by the COVID. That was it.
Where were you emotionally after having a 19-year run, probably plans for the future? How did you handle this?
It was tough, my brother and me, because don't forget, that was Le Mistral restaurant too, 11,000 square feet on Eldridge Parkway. We lost our building. We own our building.
You owned the building?
Yeah.
Wow.
So because the restaurant was not doing enough, does that mean we could not pay the rent? And the loan was attached to our own building. So basically, right under COVID, who want to refinance a restaurant? Any bank wanted to play with us. Private investor who want to invest on the.
It's high risk.
It was high risk, but it also early COVID when everything is
Nobody
about
knows.
Everybody was about to shut down. We had no idea that it will take so long. So basically, we come to the point that we decided to close the restaurant because it was no business. The street was dead, but then we lost our building. So that was hard. Because we paid this building for over 15 years. And we had to lose it. But it's okay. We learned from it. We're strong. I stopped for a little bit and closed the Mistral. It was really... I think it was harder to close the Mistral.
It's a part of your identity. It's your love. It's your baby.
And staff-wise, we had staff for over 15 years.
Oh my gosh, that's hard.
Same dishwasher, same waiter, same manager.
Which is a testament to you and your leadership and your care.
No, we do care. We do care of we are nothing without them.
It was a hard time.
It was super hard. So anyway, we lost our restaurant first. Then, of course, closing the restaurant, we lost our building. And so then we break a little bit, and I became a chef consultant. I consult and help people.
Yeah, I saw that. But one thing I think is really cool looking at your timeline, while from 2001 to 2019, you are a chef owner with your brother. And you're also doing a bunch of other things. You're, 2008, 2009, you're executive chef and consultant at Restaurante Cavour.
Cavour, yeah.
Thank you. And then you're also doing a Foodie Gourmet French bakery. And you have Ola restaurant design, food development, artisan cuisine, business development consultant. What else? And now, wait. Okay, and then in 2020 is when you partnered. Did you partner with the guys? So Bistro Five-5-Five wasn't always Bistro Five-5-Five,
so
right?
Bistro Five-5-Five. Okay, so we closing Le Mistral on early COVID, and here we go. We like, okay, wow, what are we gonna do? Everything was so slow in Houston. I mean, over the whole country, not just Houston. And we like, okay, so we decide to buy this little bistro on COVID, name at a time, Bistro Five-5-Five, and this location in Memorial and Hillcrest, it was always been a restaurant destination. Before us, it was Bistro Provence. And so we wanted to start this little restaurant, and it was not about making money, to be honest with you. It was about friendships. My brother, Christophe from Café Rabelais, a good friend of us, and so we all restaurateur, and because we get so bored in this COVID, and we like, let's go, we have to do something. This is a cute restaurant in a great neighborhood. Let's go take that over.
So it's you, your brother, and 3 other.
Correct. And so we jump in. You know what was our main focus? It was 12 people working on this restaurant. We came and we said, look, you're not going to believe it, but we're not going to fire you. We want you to stay with us. We got a great manager. We get great people in kitchen, great waiter. We're going to pay you for 1 week, and we're going to reopen this restaurant in 1 week.
Oh, wow.
And they're like, no way. And like, yes way. So we all jump in. My brother,
you have no choice.
Myself,
you gotta get the money flowing again.
Yeah. So basically, we pay them for a week to come and help us cleaning the restaurant. So we repaint it. I designed the menu. I train people. Wow. I was there every day, and so we opened 9 days.
Wow.
After we signed, 9 days after that. So we basically opened this Bistro Five-5-Five in 9 days. That was crazy. And we could do that because of we did that because of being with right people around. My brother has a GM and grew up in restaurant industry and spending same thing with Christophe, same thing with myself. So we really devised. I was on the food, you were on the wine, you are on the number. And we didn't step on top of each other, and we opened this thing in, like I said, 10 days.
Max. I love that. One thing I want to make sure comes out of today's conversation before we'll bookmark this, but like I said, you had a lot of different, things going on, and a lot of titles, co-owner, partner. In some circumstances, you were, a consultant. How do you create other opportunity for yourself? Like, I think that's one thing, getting outside the 4 walls of your restaurant and looking for other opportunity to diversify. Like, what advice do you have in getting into those partnerships? So
to be honest with you, I'm talking about my case, right? I didn't look for it. People came to me. And I think it's because people see what you do. I think I'm well respected in Houston in the food industry, and so I think I didn't look for it, to be honest with you. I was on my Mistral doing my food restaurant. We opened a bakery. That was us, because your building was 11,000 square feet, U-shaped. So we create this nice little place where we had a bakery and a wine bar. So that was our business as well.
Vertically integrated?
Yes, all into the U-shaped building. It was beautiful. And so, but then right after that, I get approached from, as you mentioned, Cavour restaurant. Here we go. I'm a French chef, grew up in south of France, and the owner of the Grand Ducat Hotel, Mr. Bolenghi, was a very good customer of Le Mistral. And one day they come and they're like, can you be our executive chef into Cavour? We want to reopen Cavour. It was like a 22 seating, fine, beautiful a boutique hotel in Houston. And I was getting a point that I had my sous chef for 15 years. I had my brother. We're strong and solid. And I'm like, okay, I can shift a little bit. I can do this because we have a strong base. So before going to do something else, you want to make sure that you're set up properly. And it took me a while. I didn't go into consulting right away, as you see it on my resume. I had 10 years in the Mistral before I could do other things. And so that's why they came to me, and I decided to open a little Italian restaurant in the Grand Ducal Hotel. And I train people, I design menu, and that was my first consulting job, opening an Italian restaurant as a French chef.
Okay, I love what you shared there, because I think it's really important. I think to your point, I didn't go out looking for it; it came to me.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best way to have opportunity is to attract opportunity. And the best way to attract opportunity is to do what you're already doing better than anybody else. If you want to scale your restaurant, don't put your energy out, put your energy in to what you're already doing better. And if you have a restaurant that looks amazing on paper because you're looking at the numbers and you're trying to say, well, how can I shave a point here? How can I increase revenue by doing this thing? How can I make my staff better by giving them more skills, giving them more knowledge? When you put that energy into your business and into your people, the opportunities knock down your door.
I think that's what happened. We get lucky enough. Yeah, that's what happened. And nothing that, I mean, and also because I was surrounded by good people, because you cannot go somewhere else. Don't forget, the Mistral was your tank, my base, my name, our reputation. So before going to do other things, you have to make sure that you're nice, consolidated, be consistent. So also by hiring right people around you allowed you to keep going. And then more you shift into your name. So Chef David Denis. So then that's how the way people come and approach me, because I built my name in Houston.
Yeah. I love that. We're only as good as our reputation.
I think so, yes.
Okay, back to taking over Bistro Province, calling it 555 or Bistro 555. This group was owned by, or this restaurant was owned by George and Monique Guy.
Yes.
They heard their daughter took over.
So yes. So Bistro Provence was owned from Monique.
Yeah.
And Chef George.
Yeah.
Well-respected chef. I love the guy. He's a great chef. So they own this restaurant. They ran it for a while. They are well known in Houston at the time. On the 80s, they had 2 or 3 locations. And so then they get tired about it. They wanted to travel. So they sold this restaurant to our sister-in-law, Geneviève.
I saw the similar name, so I thought maybe it was daughter.
So that came after.
Okay.
So they first sold it to our sister-in-law, to the wife of their son.
Was this before COVID or after COVID?
Oh, that was before COVID.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
I think I see where this is going.
Yeah. Then Geneviève bought the restaurant. They ran it for 3, 4, 5 years. She named it Bistro 5-5-5 because our ID was 5 appetizer, 5 entree, 5 dessert. That was the ID. They keep it for a while. Then the COVID hit. I think they wanted to move to Austin. And so that's where we're going to approach.
So this was an exit strategy.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lesson here being someone's exit strategy. And the timing was great because you guys had this horrible thing happen. You're in this area that the business has dried up. You have a giant building with liabilities and no way to pay it because you're paying the mortgage with your business.
Basically.
And this other opportunity right there waiting for you.
Yeah, basically, yeah, it was right there. And so then they sold it to Laurence Paul, who was also the second daughter of Monique. And we went, 5 of us went in. My brother, Christophe, Laurence, myself, and one investor.
So 5.
5 of us.
There you go.
But I say, and we run this for about 5 years. We're extremely happy. It's a beautiful restaurant. So we all have our own role because on the same time I was doing other things. But so me was food cost, labor on the kitchen. Christophe was more like numbers. My brother was more into the wine. And so when we did it, and we kept that for 5 years up to last month, I basically bought everyone else. Christophe, one of my partners, decided to go into another direction. He wanted to leave Houston, Texas. My brother wanted to do something else. My investor was paid off. Our friend investor was paid off. And here we go. So 2 weeks ago, I decided to buy all my partner. So now it's me only on Bistro Five-5-Five and moving to a second location in Bel Air, or will be Bistro Mistral. And in January, so we're going to open Bel Air right now in 2 or 3 weeks to the name of Bistro Mistral. And in January, we're going to go back to Bistro Five-5-Five on Memorial, and we're going to change the name to Bistro Mistral as well.
Okay.
And so that's what I'm doing.
Beautiful. That's exciting times for you, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
So I think when we left off and using the analogy of gears, we talked about first gear, bringing people in, developing relationships. Second gear, menu engineering, getting costs down, locking in your costing. Now you're at this point. I think opening your your new restaurant over the past 5 years. I think being able to be a restaurateur and getting all this experience underneath you, able to start from scratch in many ways, right? You learn that it's better to be smaller. With all these years of lessons learned, how are you doing things different? How are you doing things to be even better going forward? Like, what are the third, fourth, you're in fifth gear? That became a little bit a personal decision. I strongly believe right now that it is much easier to manage a smaller restaurant because you can adjust the market pretty fast. More nimble.
Yes, and it's easier.
Fewer relationships to manage.
Easy. Also, if you tell me I was trained and I'm a form. I work on Michelin starred restaurant. I'm a fine dining chef.
You said you trained and performed. Did I hear you correctly?
Yes,
Okay.
That's how the way I get trained in Europe, and working from Michelin starred restaurant to super fine dining. But to be honest with you, this is not where to make money. It look good. It's great. Hey, I'm turning 54 tomorrow. We all have ego, right? Chefs have ego. But, hey, I'm over that. It's not about, yes, I'm a fine dining chef and that's what I have to do only. I think you have to understand the market, the demand, and where you position yourself. If you told me tomorrow, David, do you want to open a fine dining restaurant? I would say, no, I don't. They're fun, but you don't make money. It's super difficult.
Yeah.
And so I think
you can make money, but only a small percentage of people do in that space because there's only so many people that have the income to sustain that business model. It's a very small percentage of the people.
If you're on pure fine dining and do like extremely high-end food, the only way to make it is to be super small. You cannot be big and do fine dining.
Right. And I'm trying to think
about like high level, right?
Yeah.
Like Michelin star level restaurant.
You're seeing, what is it called? The type of sushi, and I'm forgetting the specific genre of sushi where like you come in and the chef literally creates, they create something specifically for you based off of what you want. They look at you and they figure you out, right?
Yeah.
There's usually 5 people max per turn, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to spend $1,000 per head.
Message. Yeah.
Yeah. And you have it's you, the chef, and 2 other people.
Yeah.
And it's just like this very high touch. Everyone's making 6 figures, and you're splitting it 3 ways, but you're charging through the nose. And the overhead, the labor, like, you small footprint. I think like left in almost every city. What is it? Amasaki. Yeah.
But Amasaki, what is the cost of your fish? I mean, the food is so expensive.
And rice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean it's more than that. Let's be honest. But those are your biggest prime costs is the protein, right?
My gosh,
or,
and
or
it's,
cost of goods,
and you have
maybe some fancy sake,
fancy rice, but yes, it's so expensive,
It's trendy right now. I think one of the reasons why that's popping off is because all of those restaurants across the country, all of these Amasaki sushi bars are winning Michelin stars.
Yeah, but also don't forget, he's very trendy. He's really good. Fine dining, we talk about it. But who will come to your place? He's an elite. Who can come and spend $1,000 every night in your restaurant? So yes, of course, we're in a city of 8 million people in Houston. I think I have that right.
Yeah, and 1% of those 8 million people can afford your restaurant.
Exactly. So that's why you have to be super small.
Yeah.
Because if you're too big, don't forget, who will come spend $1,000?
Yeah.
So on 30 seats, on 25 seats, I will say great. That's why we diversify. That's why we have the Bistro Mistral, Bistro Five-5-Five, always a casual, full focus on flavor, authenticity. We do fine dining. I do super fine dining with my catering company.
Because that's where the money is.
That's where the money. My brother and me, we own this company for 20 years. We have a very strong.
That's where you can get creative, and you can say, "This is what it's going to cost."
There we go.
Yeah,
we're doing one next week. 11-course meal, $350 per person. And so you go, you custom, you design, you staff, but it's easy to go that way.
Yeah, you really flex that creative muscle and have that creative outlet. Do you use your restaurants as the the hub for this catering company, or do you have a separate space for that?
No, we use our restaurant kitchen.
What percentage of your total revenue comes from catering versus your restaurants?
Oh, there are 2 separate business. Right?
Yeah, but
restaurant is restaurant.
Of your portfolio.
On my own income?
Yeah. Where are you making money? Catering or restaurant?
Both.
Okay.
Both. Restaurant is consistent. Catering is, you're going to have a great month. You're gonna
seasonal too.
Seasonal.
Yeah.
But
you're coming into your busy season, huh?
We are super busy, but we're also really picky. My brother and me on this. And I think that's what we on pure fine dining on catering. We're not going to go do a chicken wrap and a Caesar salad. That's
right, you're selective with what you're doing.
Yeah, so
you turn clients away, not for us.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think if I'm hearing you correctly, we talked about first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear is clarity on who you are and what you want to do.
Yes.
Intentionality.
Yes.
That's huge.
Well, yeah, I think it's very important. It's like it's so important to like who you are. How you place yourself, what you're doing to the city that you are on, and these points are very, very important, I think. And
so, when you took over 5-5-5 with your 5 partners, you now bought them out. Is there a lesson in that of why you wanted to keep going and they didn't want to keep going? Is there advice you can give in terms of negotiating that buyout?
No, it was no negotiation. Best friend here, So the main reason why is one of my main partner, Christophe, wanted to leave the country. So that's how the way it started. Like, okay, I'm going to be out of sea, and then my brother said, "Oh, I want to do something else. I am," and so he came up to be like, "Okay, guys, can we sell the business?" And I'm like, I don't want to sell it, or I want to buy it. So that's how the way he come out. And I'm like, okay, guys, instead of us going to sell this restaurant to anyone else, I strongly believe on it, like we all did. Yes, the economy is a little bit right now difficult.
When did this conversation start happening?
Last month.
Oh, wow, this is all new.
Yeah, it's all new. I just bought this bistro. I'm 100% owner of this bistro 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
Super good.
Yeah, I bet.
It's like, yeah, super good. I love it. I love because I think it's the first time on my life that it's me only.
Yeah. So your partners basically say, like, we see where the industry is going. We're not in love, as we don't share the same love to keep going as you do. What about your brother? Your brother, I mean, this is a guy that you've been in business with for over 20 years.
Yeah, so I give him the choice. He didn't. I say, okay, brother, what you want to do? Do you want to stay in, or do you want to cash out?
And he's your front of house guy, right?
Yes, and more than that. But yes, he is. And
well, I mean, the other half, right?
Basically. Yeah. And don't forget, we built Le Mistral together. Our big name is a love story between my brother and me, and what do we give to the community of Houston. But yeah, so it come to the point that I had my two partners want to leave. One is traveling, one is living out the country. And so the partner number 3 was the wife of Christophe. So she's also leaving, following her husband, or is the husband following her? I'm sorry. And so here we go. I have my brother, and I say, brother, what do you want to do? Do you want to keep your money in and still own an ownership? You don't have to work. Just it will be an ownership. I'm going to work and pay myself. You will be not paid, but you will own on the end of the year. We're going to get the profit, and you're going to get a check. Tell me what you want to do. I want you to decide.
Yeah.
And it's like, I want out. Cut me a check.
Is he older or younger brother?
Younger.
Okay.
Yeah, 7 year apart. And he said, yeah, I'm ready to, I'm going to be so busy for what I'm doing, for what I'm going to do. I'm not going to be able to work in the bistro. And keeping an ownership, yes, is also scary now. The industry is scary.
Yeah.
Do you mind to cut me a check? And I'm like, no, I don't, brother. So I cut him a check. I cut everybody's check. We checked, and we good friends, right? We hug each other, and that's it. We all split up.
Got it. Any advice in negotiating? I mean, that's hard. 5 partners, right? It's weird. Sorry, were you going to say something?
Well, when you say 5 partners, yes, it was 5. But knowing that Christophe and Laurence, there's 2 partners, but his wife and husband.
Got it. And so one entity, 2 people.
One entity, 2 people. My brother, 3, and then our first investor we had, Luc was his name.
Silent partner.
Silent partner. Yeah, had nothing to do with.
So really, 3 like entities that are pulling strings.
Basically, yeah.
Got it. What was the training? So it's interesting because I've seen this pattern that the best in the business, to be the best, you can't do it alone. Usually, I believe in partnerships. I believe in this idea, if you want to be the best, you need to attract the best, and the best deserves stake in the business. They deserve equity. What are your thoughts on that? Because now you're going the opposite direction. You're dividing. But could you? Let me ask you this question: would you have been able to do what you did in the past 5 years if you did not have those partners?
Tough question. I would say no, but I will say yes too. Again, because I was busy doing something else, and we all busy. Don't forget that Christophe owned Café Rabelais on his own. I owned my catering company. I was working into a fine dining restaurant that I just left 2 weeks ago, by the way. Very famous restaurant in Houston. I
saw that on your resume. You got to update your LinkedIn because it says you're still there.
Yeah, I am not there, and
I mean,
I'm not there.
I won't push, but if there's lessons here, I mean, the door is open. It's your choice to walk through it.
My gosh, you want to get into that?
Hey man, it makes for good content, but I don't want to get you in trouble.
Basically, my brother and me.
We don't have to say the name.
Did not want to leave this place. We basically get pushed out.
Okay.
All right, and don't ask me why.
I won't.
I can't tell you.
I understand.
To shut down on the. Give me a couple months.
We don't want to give you trouble.
No, and I completely respect this restaurant. It's a beautiful restaurant. I put my name over there. Anyway, so
I was at Cafe. I don't know if I want to say this because then it'll give away where it is. I was across the street. And I recognized the brand, and I was like, oh.
Yes.
I started connecting the dots, but I won't say anymore.
Yeah. Listen, I just did a huge Instagram post. We got 15,000 hits in 2 days. The restaurant was Cocody. I have no else to say. And we simply said Cocody Restaurant and Bar. And what we said only was that we have nothing to do more. The Denis brother have nothing to do more with this restaurant, and we wish them good luck. That's what I'm going to say. And we really want them to be successful. Good luck to them. But my brother and me are out of this restaurant. And I think to go back to your first question, after this 3 years of partnership, owner, executive chef, putting my name on this restaurant, my brother putting his name.
Using your likeness?
Basically, that's what was the whole thing. After this adventure, I will never have a partner again on my life, and I will never work for anywhere else on my life.
Okay. I want to see if I can get a morsel of advice. Knowing what you know now about getting into partnerships, would there have been a different partnership agreement, a different term?
Yes.
What are the different terms, knowing what you know now, that you would have baked into that partnership agreement?
So that's a very good question. You have a different way to set up partnership agreement. It all depends how the way you place yourself into your restaurant. So let's go say that you're a chef. Yes, that's your real job, and you want to open a restaurant. So basically here, you're going to own some equity on this business by your labor. We call that a labor equity. So
I want to make sure I'm hearing you. Lever, Lever?
Labor.
Labor equity.
Yes,
Thank you.
Pardon my accent.
You're fine. Pardon my inability to understand.
You're doing great, man. Basically, so you design your partnership, So first of all, I highly recommend that you have to have an attorney or really understand restaurant. Okay, the restaurant is a different industry. So get yourself a very good attorney. And now, if you a chef,
do you have an attorney today?
Oh yeah.
I'm always looking for referrals. If there's somebody out there you want to give a shout out, a good labor attorney or a good restaurant attorney.
Jay Harburg. He's gonna love me. I've been with him for 20 years. We do not do anything with him. Let me tell you.
Let me just hear that name one more time because I want to make sure I heard it right.
Jay Harburg. Harber.
Jay Harbour.
Yes.
Got it.
Great guy. My attorney forever, became a very good friend. But do not go into any partnership agreement with having an attorney designing, protecting yourself.
And you've been working with Jay for 20 years?
Yes, sir.
You didn't catch this line on the partnership agreement?
Which one?
You said that in the agreement you want to work in a labor... I can't remember what you said, but it was labor...
Equity?
Equity.
Yeah. For this new deal?
You said you would have, knowing what you know now, you would, on a partnership agreement, have labor equity worked into the deal. Yes. What does that mean?
So does that mean that... And the partnership agreements are all designed differently. I strongly believe that if you're a chef and if you're going to work on this restaurant, is a labor equity. So I believe that you have to own 51%.
Okay. Because you are the operating partner.
Yes. So that's 51% because of who you are, what you do, and
your likeness, your intellectual property. Like I mean, there's so many things that go into a successful restaurant, but you need that presence there.
Yes. And so I strongly recommend, and that's personal, but I will say, like, if you go into any partnership agreement and if you plan to work on your restaurant and run your restaurant, you already get your 51%. What you're going to sell is the 49%. Okay, and that by investor. And then you have different way to set up that, Most of the times, you go a projection for over 5 years, a good business plan for investor or 5 years money back, okay? That's how the way, if you do not pay your investor in 5 years, you will never be able to pay them back.
Right. Yeah. This is all really great advice, and I'm loving the conversation too. For the record, there's so much more I want to get out. Restaurant owners, what if I told you there was a way to lower your prime cost by $1,000 month over month and get paid $1,000? That sounds like a deal too good to be true, but that's exactly the deal that Restaurant Systems Pro is offering 10 of my lucky listeners. So why are they doing this? Because they consistently help their clients get between 15 and 25% profit in their business. And when they approach new clients and say, I can do the same thing for you, they get met with a lot of resistance. And because it sounds too good to be true, most restaurants think if you do between 5 and 10%, you're doing good. So to hit 15 or 25%, like what do we have to sacrifice? What scam are you throwing at me, sir? No, thank you. But the truth is they really do help people hit these numbers. And the way they do it is by having all the most important systems that are tied to profitability fully integrated into an enterprise solution. I'm talking like accounting, inventory, scheduling, checklists, training systems, general ledger, balance sheets, costing cards. So when you have all those systems dialed in, ironclad, tied, connected, fully integrated in an enterprise solution, you get data. And when you have data, you can make little tweaks here and there. And those little tweaks, you can see the fruits of your labor, the effects of your efforts. And that's how you hit 15 and 25% profit. And on top of all this, they also have support, which is unheard of in today's age. So you get all these things compounded that help you hit that 15 to 25%. And if I have your attention, keep listening. Join the Restaurant Systems Pro 30-day Prime Cost Challenge, and if you successfully improve your Prime Cost by $1,000 or more compared to the same 30-day period last year, they will pay you $1,000. If you're listening on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, find the show notes, and we will have a link titled Restaurant Systems Pro 30-day Prime Cost Challenge. Click that link and get signed up today. Only 10 spots, guys. Do not wait. Get your spot, lower your prime costs by $1,000 and get paid that $1,000. They're actually calling this a reverse guarantee. Get on it. You were the money guy. You said you were in charge of labor. You were in charge of cost of goods. Like that was your lane when you were in this partnership with your 5 partners. No,
money was more Christophe. Christophe Paul.
But you were in charge of operations in terms of labor and cost of goods.
So my responsibility into this restaurant was cost of good for the food and the labor for the kitchen only, because it's a different part. You get labor on the front, you get labor. So my role was designing food, using my name, my knowledge, staff the restaurant right. Most important, and we said on the beginning, consistency of the food is the key. So that was my part. Number was more Christophe, wine, and person, my brother.
Got it. So in terms of like organizational chart today, there was the org chart. You kind of got into your other partners who are now, you've bought them out. So today it's you. How big is your team today?
So I'm going to say in Bistro Five-5-Five, or will become Bistro Mistral in January, I'm going to say like 18
people.
Yeah.
How many of that is back of house? How many of that? What's that split?
So I split on 2 shifts. I have a morning shift and an evening shift kitchen. So I run about 4 to 5 people on the kitchen on double shift. So 4 in the morning, 4 or 5 at night.
So that's 8.
That's 8. And
/9-ish.
And the rest is front of the house, including, now you're forgetting the most important stuff on your kitchen. And you're going to laugh about me.
Host?
Kitchen. I'm saying.
Oh, sorry, kitchen. Sorry, my bad. Dishwasher.
Bingo.
It's huge.
You have it.
Yeah, because that's a high turnover role. So if you can get an anchor there, and if you need pots and pans and dishes and they're not coming out, it's a bad experience.
And you don't want them to be mad at you, because then they're starting breaking plate. And a plate right now is 15 to 20 to 30 to.
Do people do that?
They do all the time. They're like, do you know how many times I find some, like they get mad and they're like, yucca. They're just like, yeah, you'd be surprised, man.
Oh my goodness.
It's a crazy industry.
I know. That's why I love it so much, man. I think
Me too.
You got to have a little taste of crazy in you to be gravitated to this industry.
You have to be. Yeah. No, a little. You are completely crazy. But the love is the key.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in vacation. My wife, we're going to go somewhere for 2 weeks, and we love hotel and all that, but sometimes we love to rent houses, and I'm so excited because I can cook. And she's like, but you're in vacation. And I'm like, yeah, but I have to do it. I have to do it. So that's the love. I mean, I cannot stay out.
Yeah.
You know?
So you're the chef owner, and you have I'm assuming sous chef. I don't know what. I don't even have to go through the brigade. You have a general manager.
Yes.
Assistant managers.
Non-bistro.
Okay. One thing I've heard a lot of over the years of doing this is there's two things you want to outsource: lawyer, we've identified that,
Big time.
and accountant.
Big time.
Yeah. So now that you're the finance guy is gone, when I know, like, what does that look like today? Like, what else are you outsourcing today?
Well, let's go into that.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't forget, as I told you, I'm a chef. That's my real.
Right.
I have a name in Houston. I'm a chef. I'm a leader. I know how to find people, but I will be not able, especially now, to have no partner, to go opening a second location, and I'm planning to open 4 more in Houston with the help of Serboni.
Yeah.
And we're going into that. Or
How long have you been with Serboni?
say like 5 years.
In your words, what is Serboni? In your words, what is Serboni?
Freedom. Be able to focus on my guests, on my restaurant, on my food, on my staff, with having this huge help with me. That what I love about this company is you're not just a number. You're not just another restaurant. They give you so much. They coach me so well. They help me to make decision on how to set up the company better. Of course, they like help me on my bookkeeping, financial idea, all these things.
Yeah. So I just want to point something out real quick. You said in 2020, third gear was intentionality. It was knowing exactly what you wanted to do. And you were speaking in reference to the concept, the business model. But I think the other thing is you knew exactly what lane you belong in, and that is in the creativity, the food, the reputation, the relationships, running the restaurant, the day-to-day. You don't want to be stuck in technology all day, entering data, reading data, and like the world is so tech heavy today, and that side, the amount of the attention to detail, the data you need, the numbers you need, that scorecard is so important to be able to hit that 35%, cost of goods or whatever your target is, labor costs. You need the data, but the lifting, the attention, the draw that takes on you to be able to stay up with the numbers. That's not why we got into this industry. We got into this industry because we love food and people.
You're right, but that's not good enough. As we know right now in 2025, making good food will not make you rich.
Right.
It's not enough. And you mentioned it earlier. And if I go into the order, and it's not like the order, but a good attorney, very important to design your partnership agreement. Really important, like deciding like what kind of market you're going to attack. Place yourself in the right spot for it, but also staffing the restaurant right, to have the restaurant, the staff to represent you the most as you want them, but also, getting good company to help you, a good PR, also attorney, good PR, finding the right spot. Marketing right now as of today is so important. So that's what I have. I have a great marketing company. I have a great attorney. I got my knowledge. I love food. And
who's your marketing company? Sorry to cut you short.
Our name is Sarah Orlando, a great friend. She's talented. All the posting on Instagram is her. I lie company. I maybe misspell it.
Okay, you're fine. We'll figure it out.
We figure it out. But she's really talented, really good. And she also loves what she does. Also,
you need the love.
That's the key.
Yeah.
It's so important. Like, I'm going back to Serboni now that because I don't have any more partner, I shift 100% with them, and they're going to help me to manage everything from the back of the restaurant that I need.
Yeah.
Payroll, strategy, controlling my food costs better, helping me with some decision on labor. And so I could not do it with these people.
Right. I do think that, so in your words, Cerboni is freedom.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It is an all-in-one financial solution: bookkeeping, accounting, strategy, CFO, chief financial officer, and the list goes on and on. Inventory management, all these things. Basically, I would argue too that the world of finance and operations are colliding, because here at Cerboni they also have a COO, because technology, everything's bleeding together. In order to be financially savvy and financially good, you need, like, it's connected to systems, operations, procedures, right? You need those things because those are all the touch points that give you access, doing the boring stuff, inventory, accounts payable, accounts receivable. These are all processes. They're financial processes.
Yes, I agree. Also, yes, completely agree with you. It's something so important also to say about Cerboni. You have ton of different accountants. You have in this, but they are really have a huge knowledge on restaurant.
Right.
Because it's a different baby.
Totally different.
And so on top of being good, on top of coaching you the right way, is they also know their stuff. You cannot get into a regular CPA or be like, okay, I did bookkeeping all my life.
Yeah.
No. You want to be with someone who understands restaurant. And that's why I'm like, they do understand restaurant.
Yeah. And I also want to say it's not just operations, it's taxes. That's a whole nother thing. They take care of your taxes, your payroll, and HR. I think HR is on that list too. I'm pretty sure. I don't want to speak out of line.
Name it.
And yeah, I mean, I do think that the future of the restaurant industry is in fractional chiefs, whether it's be a fractional CMO, marketing officer, a fractional COO, and a fractional CFO. I think if you're going to be an independent restaurant operator in the future, you need to outsource that stuff, because you can't pay you as a 2 or 3 unit operator do not have the salary to pay a 6-figure person to do all that stuff. You need to outsource it and find the people who love it, who aren't going to turn over. Because here, I mean, it's really important. I don't want to put words into your mouth. I'm sold on the world of fractional chiefs as the future of restaurant industry. And I think that with a full nose to tail financial solution, it checks the box of CFO and COO, because a lot of what keeps the train on the tracks today is technology. And a lot of COO roles is finding the right technology in the systems and optimizing, right? What's going through your mind as I'm saying this?
No, I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
It is. It's so important.
So when you started working with Cerboni 5 years ago, what was your tech stack? Like what technology were you using? POS, inventory,
so
general ledger.
So they help you. Like I said, so we change the POS system. We decide, and with the knowledge that I'm using it, they always like the focus on this company. I think is like they really wanted to help you the most they can. So first they're gonna try to feel where you need help. And then you can literally build with them where you need them to focus more, where you want them to really impact.
How did they help steer you in the right direction? Where are you now? What are the things you're doing today because of their influence?
Big times. I mean, they helped me of growing my business. They helped me on managing my labor costs better, food costs better. They also have ton of network. I mean, it's like, look, 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I think I'm paying too much for vegetable. Do you know anyone? Yes, of course we do.
Yeah.
So it's not just, it's about who they know.
I think they have 80 clients.
I cannot say.
Can't remember. We've had conversations, but the point is, they are looking at the inventory, the cost of goods for a bunch of different restaurants, similar business models. They know what other people are paying.
Yeah.
And they know what you can get.
Definitely. And that's what I said earlier it is so important. If you open a restaurant, listen, and I'm going to say it very clearly. If anyone will open a restaurant and want the best help, how to, like focus on what you're good at, cooking, but the other half, my eyes closed, I go to Charbonnet because they know restaurant, they know the industry. It's not just the number. Yes, it's strategy. Yes, it's number. But this is not what it's just about. It's about understanding what you need, putting you into the right direction, but also sourcing the right people for you. Always so important. And that's what they're extremely good at. And that's why I love them so much. I will be not here today.
Yeah. Anything else we haven't discussed?
About
one thing I'm curious about, I'm trying to be better about understanding. Like, a lot of what drives me is I'm looking for organic referrals, organic recommendations. That's how I found Charbonnet, and we're going to be getting Charbonnet on the show while I'm out here too, to dive deeper into what they do and how they help people. And I really want it to be as journalistic as possible. Right. I'm assuming 5 years ago when you joined with Charbonnet, they said, hey, we recommend like this POS, this inventory management, this general ledger, this. Did they cover a lot of that stuff? Do you even know like what's going on? Like, I'm sure you know what tools you're using. Are you using Restaurant 365 or Margin Edge, or
yes.
like, what's that look like?
Yeah, Restaurant 365.
Okay.
I'm at Square using my POS system. So but
how do you like Square for restaurants? How's that been?
I personally love it.
Okay.
I mean, and it's not just you. Who's going to use Square? Your staff.
Right.
It is a super friendly platform. I personally love it and highly recommend it.
Yeah.
And Square can talk to so many. Your POS system is attached to Pop Menu. Pop Menu is attached to. So they all.
So you're using Pop Menu for your website?
I do too. Yeah.
How do you like Pop Menu? How'd you land on Pop Menu?
That was my PR lady.
Okay.
High creative. Really like. It's easy. It's friendly. You can just get in, do a quick change. And Pop Menu is related to your POS system, Square, and they talk to each other.
Yeah.
So that's a huge help. When you change a price on your Pop Menu, it automatically go and change the price in your Square with your POS.
That's huge.
It is huge. You know how much time we used to spend to make sure that we had to change before our menu.
Right.
You had to change your POS system. So now, by picking the right tools.
Right. I think this is a big reason why fractional chiefs is the future.
Yeah.
Because it's way too much for a single unit, 2 to 3 unit operator to keep their finger on the pulse of, how to manage all of that.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to manage running restaurants was hard enough when before the world became digitized and before this breakneck speed of evolution of optimizing, of the consumer behavior changing, there's just so much change, and it's happening faster than single unit, 2, 3 unit, 4 unit operators can keep up with, and they don't have the budget to hire somebody to keep their finger on the pulse constantly. And guess what, guys? It's only going to get faster because AI is going to start breaking shit real soon.
Oh my gosh.
Arguably, some people say make it better. I wonder about that sometimes. I think there's this narrative of, with AI, we're going to get so much more time back. I think that's a load of crock. What do you think?
I completely agree with you.
Why do you think that?
Well, AI, on my industry, every industry, do you think they're going to be able to come up with this robot or fake arm cooking for you? I mean, just understand my industry, when it comes to food.
I think parts of that, maybe, bowls, like rice bowls, salad bowl. I think certain sectors will be easier. Restaurants, QSR restaurants that never change their recipes, that are consistent, that have, you know what I'm saying? But what you do, that's going to be hard. Yeah. Creativity, customizing, because here's the thing: the people that eat at your restaurant, I want it done just this way. We know our guests, we have relationships with our guests, and to be able to cook it just the way they like it, that's not going to be easy. But if you're going to Chipotle, and you know exactly how it's going to come out. Even if you try to make special requests, they're probably not going to get it right. There's different there's different points at where I think AI is going to robotics and AI as they come together. It will work, but not for what you do.
Yes. A quick story on AI. You asked me. Okay. I think it was this big airport. They do have a big square with a automatic arm.
Flippy.
Can make cocktail for you.
Oh yeah.
You have that?
Yeah.
What is the feel of that? So you come in. I love the feel that you talk to your bartender. What's up? You can customize your cocktail. I'm sorry. So now you're sitting in front of a mechanical arm. You have no conversation.
Right.
You cannot customize your cocktail. You can push. I want number one. I want extra strong. What are we going?
Yeah. I mean, it's knowing how to cook or knowing how to make a drink is part of the job of a bartender, but an amazing bartender, they know how to work a room. They know a good bar. If you're busy, you don't have time to talk to every bartender. The best bartenders get the people talking to each other.
Yes.
They are the icebreaker. They're controlling, they're orchestrating the energy in the room. Same with hosts, same with servers. That's one of the reasons why I'm super hopeful for the future of the restaurant industry, because it's the most human thing. Back to, I think we were saying this before the recording, but they're the only two things that matter in life: people and food. And
Yes.
some people might, but if you look at the history of humanity, our existence today, everything we are today is because of who we did it with and what we were doing, getting food,
Yep.
cooking food, our ability to cook food, to be able to save energy because we're not chewing it. We're able to digest it easier. We have a smaller gut. Our existence, our evolution, everything we are today is because of our relationship with food. And if you don't think that the future is going to be different, if our future does not hinge on food, food is literally is labeled, it is defined as a commodity. This is once living thing. Life is defined as a commodity. Pardon my language. It's fucked up, man.
It is fucked up. I love how the way you put that. I love your style, man. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for reporting this, because people have a tendency to forget that.
Yeah. And I think one thing I'm happy we're here now, because I wanted to bring this to the surface, and I think it's really important. We're losing, I think, the industry, and my job is to learn and to stay open and to listen. But what I love about you and what you're doing and what matters to you is that I think the restaurant industry has lost its way, and it's no longer about relationships. Increasingly, not entirely. There are still people like yourself who do prioritize these things, but it's getting harder and harder to prioritize relationships in quality out of a necessity for survival. And I think that we have to remember what the restaurant industry has always been and what it was born out of. You coming from France, you knowing what restaurants, like the word or restaurant, restore, it all was born out of France. What is your perspective? What is your take on Western, i.e. far West America, and how we approach the food industry versus what you were born into?
That's a great question. We can talk hour about that. It's funny. It's like here in America, compared to Europe, I think here people dine more out. In Europe, you go to a restaurant on once a month, twice a month. Here, people dine out all the times. On all category,
If they're not dining out, they're dining in. But they're not cooking it. They're ordering out. They're dropping it off.
Also, yeah. So I think it's a different. Vision. I think people here, they are busier. Everybody get busy. You don't have times. Sometimes you realize. I'm going to say one thing. You drive on Westheimer, right? And you see this billboard and you say you can get 2 tacos for 99 cents. What the hell is going on here? What are you eating, man?
That's not food.
99 cents, 2 tacos.
You got to be worried about that.
You sure?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm telling everyone. And it's like, get a tomato, get a sea salt and an olive oil. Slice it. Get a piece of bread.
Real bread too, not that stuff they sell at the grocery store here.
Don't make me start. You know, bread is 4 ingredients. Okay.
Yeah.
The bread that you're buying
salt,
on
water, flour, yeast. Yeah. Thyme. Don't forget that one.
But don't make me say name. But all fast food industry, and I studied that because I was a consultant for a company. 14 to 22 ingredient on this fake bread.
Yeah, preservatives.
Where are we going?
Yeah. The mission statement is to inspire, empower, and transform the industry. And the reason, I do think that if we transform the industry, if we offer perspective and knowledge and help reconnect with what this is all about, we can change the world. And that's the purpose of this podcast, is to change the world through transforming the industry.
I agree.
And I think we have a big mountain to climb, man. But it's an honor to make an example of people like you. And one more thing I'm curious about that I wrote down, I wanted to come back to it. You said that you cannot make money in fine dining. And I think, do you have opinions on this culture, American culture, and our emphasis on awards? Like the list culture, like getting on these lists. Best of lists.
Right.
Do you have opinions on that?
Yeah, I think it's important to be part of it, and I think definitely. Now, when I said it's no way to make money on fine dining, you can, but you really have to think of the size, where you position the target, the price point, knowing that you're going to eat a very small elite. So, yes, you can, but you can. The only way to make money on the fine dining is, one, to have the right chef, to have a chef who is well-known, well-respected, be consistent, but the size is the size of fine dining. And I can list you restaurant here in Houston, or just like get a Michelin star, and it's just started in Texas last year. The restaurant are doing this is because they're small and they're smart. You cannot achieve a super fine dining on 200 cover.
Yeah, the days of Le Bernardin,
Yeah, or La Galatoise, or just name it. All
was it 300 seats, Le Bernardin?
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. This has been so much fun. I would love to come back and talk to you when you've scaled to 5-6 locations across Houston. We have to wrap it up. We have another interview coming in. Serboni is introducing me to some really great people. If the rest of my conversations are like the one we just had, man, I'm looking forward to this. If we want to follow up with you, or maybe come check out one of your restaurants, what's the best way to connect?
Go to Chef David Denis. I have an Instagram. Bistro 5-5-5 was going to become Bistro Mistral, so check on Bistro Mistral. But I think...
Do you have that website up yet, the Bistro Mistral?
Is going to be attached to 5-5-5. We're doing a smooth transition between the two. But the best way will be check me on Instagram, check me on Facebook.
Do you know the handle? The Instagram handle at...
Yeah, so it is Chef David Denis.
Got it.
That's it. You will find me, and from there, it will be a lot of information share. You will see some dish that we do, and you will see all the what's coming up.
Yeah. So this last question is my North Star. This is how I find people like you to make an example of. I don't want to be the one who decides who should be made an example of. I think the industry should decide. So who's doing it right? Who's really impressive? Who's sticking to their values and making money while they do it? If I could get one person on the show, or maybe you have more than one person that comes to mind that needs to share their story and their knowledge, who is that person?
The group Papas in Houston, they are so good.
I've not gotten them on the show.
They are strong.
Legends.
They are legends.
Do you know somebody?
Yeah, I can refer you some few names.
Okay,
yeah.
well, we'll just keep it at Papa's and we'll see what you can do.
Let me tell you, they know what they're doing, and they're super smart, and it's well done.
I would love to make that happen.
Okay, I can help you.
They're based here in Houston, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Chef, thank you so much for taking the time to share your story, your knowledge, and your perspective. There is no questioning. You are unstoppable.
Yaka.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Well done.